Alright, YouTube, here's our first deck profile with my man Speed here. This is going to be one of many presented to you by Deadly Mint, James Knows Better Cards, and the TCG Dojo. We do 2 tournaments a week on our server, one on Monday nights for anything goes, no holds bar, and one on Friday nights for an off-meta kind of fun game, and we do all kinds of giveaways and stuff, so please follow up, come join us in the link below. We'll get into it. Alright, Speed. You've got your aptly named Supersonic deck. This deck is
Oh yeah.
pairing very well into Red Kenshin and Roy. I think it's because of it. It seems like it has a pretty good board presence. Let's start off with how you run your zeros, ones, and twos. You got a lot of low costs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The basic 4 speed of sound sonics and 4 Boroses, raid targets, the Boros, the zero drop, draw one, drop one. Nice to have to start off. And then I also run 3 of the Goyos. Early game, it's not a trigger. And a lot of people would rather run the Garu for the active trigger. But I prefer to have a faster game in terms of play it, drop some cards so when I start summoning Sonics, I can remove and draw more. And it just speeds it up just a little bit. Sometimes
Right.
I switch in between the triggers and the non-triggers, but I just prefer this more.
I've been noticing a
Um,
lot of people lean towards the sneak a peek cards as much as they can, so they can kind of plan ahead, so they can keep a good rhythm.
oh yeah, I can sneak a peek, decide, oh, I'm gonna leave it on top. Now I'm gonna bring out a Sonic so I can draw that card, or just drop it so I can remove it. Depending on what it is early in the game, it helps more than you think. It helps more than you think, and it's still at 2000, just like the Goro is, but just no active trigger.
Right. And I've noticed a lot of people, I think, are pretty heavily reliant on trigger heavy decks, which it looks like your deck is largely not triggers.
Yeah, 35 triggers, I believe, and sometimes I switch stuff around
Right.
because it's an old deck. There's been no new support, which is this is my first deck into the game after finding out about it. The first deck I invested into, so every now and again I'll switch it up to make it feel fresh and play it
Right.
again, which is how I ended up with this what I call the supersonic build. And making it fresh until we get something new. So
Right.
it's not the same old Sonic everybody's running. You know,
So
gotta keep it fresh.
what the Mosquito Girl, when played, get the 1,000, activate main, add 1 card from your life area to your hand. Do you find yourself using that often enough to get that extra 2,500?
I use the add a life to hand normally under 2 conditions. The first one being a early push, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna add a life to my hand just because I know I'm gonna get a damage off, and hopefully I get something I need, you know.
Fair.
And then also for the late game, just to have a solid 4K, and also the when played pump something up by 1,000.
Right.
Late game, throwing it on the energy line just to secure a kill helps more. But in the early game, the 1,000 bonus doesn't come into play much.
Right. And then why do you only
But that
have one of these bounce double
the
energies?
Tempest Flame, yeah, I used to run 2. Normally
Okay.
I'd run 2, but considering I have a lot of 2 costs, so with a
Yeah.
deck that's technically capping out at 4, I feel like once I get to 3 energy, which is like let's just say 2 zeros and a 2, I can play any one other card and play any card in my deck. So I'm not too focused on double energies because the double energy step back Sonics and all my double energies, I'm pretty much pushing everything up to the front and throwing stuff in the back to keep it
Right.
safe later on.
Yeah, when you said it technically caps out at 4, I was really confused because I saw the raid Boros and then I just read it. That that I think we need to see more effects like that. Like that came out in Green Kenshin 2, or not Green Kenshin. Wow, Green Kaiju, having stipulations that have to be met in order to make that card reduce costs is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. Once I get total my opponent's like 4 or under. One of my Sonics is 4K on my turn. The Boros comes out. I can pay 2 AP, one to summon and one to blow something up. So getting under 4 life is not a problem. It's either forcing myself under 4 life to go bigger, or wait until they put me under 4 life to play something to get a better advantage.
Oh, your life and your opponent's life. Okay,
Yeah. So I'll take my life because I know I'm gonna take theirs.
got it.
And eventually I'll get us pretty low.
Yep. Oh wow, so you
Now
get a
what?
lot of card advantage too with some of these too. Not only taking your own life, but like you can discard cards to draw more cards.
Oh yeah. So we got when you go to the 2 costs, both of those Sonics let me draw. One is removing 3
Yep.
to draw a card when played, and the other one is just a generic draw 1, drop 1.
Yep.
And recycling them, being able to draw. I got a 0 drop that lets me draw, 2 drops that let me draw. The Boros, which technically lets me draw 2 cards. Super S that lets me draw. I like to draw cards. I like to have
Yep.
options.
Yep.
And you can't go wrong when you can draw. You know, that's the most powerful
Absolutely.
thing in the card game, is drawing, you know.
Because the more you draw, the more consistent your deck can perform, which is what makes this game successful.
Oh yeah.
So, of the two 4-drop speeds, which one do you think is your primary win condition, the raid or the non-raid?
Um it's situational depending on
So let's start
who
with
or
the
what
raid.
I'm playing. The raid is bring him out, remove 3 cards to draw 1, and after he attacks, I can switch him with a Sonic on the back line. So if that Sonic's active, that's an extra attacker. When it comes to the raid Sonic, it's 2 ways to play him. The first way is a straight line like a snake. Swap him with something, swap that with something, one at a time. Or you can go into a bigger circle, which is like 2 raid Sonics on the front. So in case one of them gets blown up, it doesn't stop you from doing your swap technique to keep going. Most people, they get a special when you got the Sonic. They're gonna blow up the one that's gonna swap, so you can't swap. And that's the worst thing to happen. Either a special to blow up your Sonic, or they get an active trigger, which would Sonic, he can't swap if your opponent has a monster that's 6,000 or more.
Right.
So a lot of people, let's say they don't have any cards on the front line, and I'm attacking with Sonic. Most people will let me swap 4 Sonics, and they hit 2 active triggers and they just throw them into their sideline.
Yep.
Either being not knowing that they can pump up their back line to make something 6,000 and I can't swap anymore, or just, you know, knowledge of cards is the second best thing. You know,
Okay.
you want to know what you're playing against and what they do. And active triggers, I would say, is this deck's biggest weakness.
Okay.
Because you get an active trigger, I can't swap. You know, simple as that. You stop it. Most decks don't have a 6,000 or more, besides One Punch Man, Green Marleyan Warriors. I can't think of much else. That's 6,000 or up.
Oh yeah, because I actually, you know, now that you say that, I personally have never made that distinction where it says one character on your field. It doesn't have to be front line. So if they just pump it up on one character on their energy line, that stops that whole thing from going right then and there.
Oh yeah, most people pay no attention to it, and I would say ignorance is the key to success with the raid Sonic. Just
Yep.
no active triggers. I'm not worrying about nothing. I'm not worrying about anything except an active trigger.
Right. And this deck looks like it has so much card advantage that you can get the stuff that you need when you need it.
Oh yeah, and then it's the options and choices. You're not doing too much in and out of your sideline
Yep.
with the other four cost Sonic. You do want to make sure that you keep another Sonic in the sideline so you can bring him back
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
for free, and that way you can draw another card, obviously,
Yep.
and have something to swap to just say, oh, my raised Sonics are on the energy line, so you can blow up my whole front line. I'm just gonna push my Sonics up and keep swapping.
Yep. 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 So it kind of functions a lot like the blue Kirito deck, where he's kind of bouncing between the two, getting extra attacks and stuff. But this one actually looks like it has less, well, not a less like criteria, but it's, you know, that one you're swapping with an Asuna. This one you're just swapping with more speeds, which you have plenty of speeds.
But yeah, Sonic's good enough to do it by itself.
Yep. So Super S, what you got three of her. What role does she fill?
Super S is just a card I always wanted to play,
Uh-huh.
but playing it at first, it was like I'm only going to use the first effect, which is to draw a card, and it's only 3,000, and it's a draw trigger, but it's playing it just to draw a card is the same as me playing any other Sonic, except I can't raid on it. But after Roy Mustang came out, I noticed that people start to have a bunch of little guys on the front
Yep.
line for no
Yep.
reason. And same thing with the Kenshin, which has made Super S even better. They'll play that 2-drop that's a 0 on the front line and something else the next turn. It's like, oh, you got 2000s.
Right.
I got 4 energy. I'm gonna blow up both of them. Yeah, you might have got a damage or two off, but your field is empty now.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So late game, just the draw is amazing. Early game to blow up 2 cards is even better. And no one ever sees it coming. No one knows what the card does. Everyone has to look it up.
So then we'll go into your last card is the Raid Boros, which kind of looks like the nail in the coffin for most people if you manage to get one or two of those out. When played as a 5K impact with paying AP and sideline a card. Sideline
Oh
card.
yeah. This is your nail in the coffin. You got a couple Sonics, but you can't sometimes you can't kill nothing. Your 4K, they might have some 5Ks. Well, now I got an extra card for destruction. So I can bring them out when the light's 4 or lower, pay a AP, so 2 AP down, 1 left. I've blown up your card, which is 1 less blocker you have. Now I'm a 5K with impact. So you can't beat it when it works.
Right.
I only run 2. I like to just save 1 when I can. If I get it early in the game, I'll probably toss it with all the draw power. I know I'll get another one. But late game, I like to save it just in case it's getting close and it's something I can't do. It solves most problems for me.
Right. And then your last cards are just your basic AP restand, your basic kill card. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's, I don't know, man. It looks like a lot of decks don't look good on paper. Like just when
Yeah,
you
it's
look
it's
when you look
very
through the cards, you can't see the synergies very well. But this one, it is pretty black and white, but it's not at the same time because there's so much stuff embedded into the functions of each card.
oh yeah, when you just imagine I'm at 4 energy, I have a raid Sonic. I have the 3-drop double energy stepper Sonic. Most of the Sonics I can remove 3 cards to make them 4K. And it's a stepper, so I can swap it to the front line just to have something to block instead of my Sonic dying. And
Yep.
then on my turn, I move it right to the back. I'm back at 4 energy. And I can play any card in my deck.
Yep. Oh, that's nuts. I like this deck. I'm gonna have to look into this one a little bit, maybe, just to play around with.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about Union Arena, most of the decks are pretty cheap.
Oh yeah,
Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's bad. It's just
exactly.
probably not played as much. And most people first time playing against something is the learning curve, learning what
Yep.
it does. You won't have time against Sonic to figure out what it does before it's too late.
Well, and like I think, didn't Sonic place in top 16 at the last regionals?
I'm not sure if it was top 16, but it did win a
It
match
did
on
really,
Kenshin.
it did really well against Red Kenshin and Roy, which is nuts.
Yeah, and anything like Roy or the purple bleach, anything that's blowing up stuff,
Yep.
you can't. But most decks don't let you blow up anything on the energy line. So
Yep.
my Raid Sonic is always safe.
Yep.
You do have some weird decks like slots. It's I'll derate it,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's okay. But for the most part, my Raid Sonic's gonna stay safe. I'm just worrying about special and active triggers,
Yep.
so I can do my move, my turn, and you can't block 6, 7 attacks.
Right.
You can't.
Well, thank you very much. It's actually very, very good insight into a deck. Again, Speed, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man.
That's it for episode number 1. Many, 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 many more to come. Many more interviews and more deck profiles. Please like and subscribe below. And come join us on the TCG Dojo, and we'll see you in the next one.